Would you compete? This is something I've been thinking about for a little bit now. It's funny, so particularly in the sport of CrossFit, people come into CrossFit, maybe they know about the sport, maybe they don't. More than likely they do, but once they get involved in a CrossFit, they really find out more about the sporting side of CrossFit and the games, etc. And there seems to be nearly an expectation due to the nature of every workout being scaled from when you start CrossFit and then working your way up to RX to then take the next step and compete. And don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with competing. Obviously, that's why I started CrossFit and competing, and I think it's great to be tested and to push yourself in a competition setting. But when we think about people doing CrossFit as a hobby and as a fitness, a lot of people, like when you play, say you play soccer or you go surfing or you ride or something like that, you swim. A lot of these other sports, there's not the same expectation to then go on and compete, and people will do the sport for years, maybe their entire lives, and never compete, just enjoy the sport. And I think it's very important to realize that although competing can be really fun, it is not supposed to be the aim of coming into CrossFit. The aim is to enjoy it and to improve yourself mentally, physically, health, all that sort of stuff is supposed to improve. And if you compete, that's a bonus, but I see a lot of people come in not really knowing a whole lot about the competition side, and then their CrossFitting solely becomes about competing. They end up training twice a day, and then after 12 months they sort of lose direction. Maybe they haven't got as far as they wanted to get in the time that they thought they were going to get, and then they hate CrossFit and they get burnt out. So I think it's like pretty important that we address the fact that CrossFit for most people, competition is not the be all and end all. If you end up competing every now and again or doing the open, that's fine, but even if you make the games, it still shouldn't be everything and the sole reason that you're doing CrossFit. It should be about health, testing yourself, finding enjoyment, improving your life, etc. And don't get caught up in thinking that you have to compete and that is the end goal of why you do CrossFit, why we all do CrossFit. Something to think about.